River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan, here along with Eric. We may or may not have Jimmy. We might have some technical difficulties with Mr. Jimmy B, but if he comes, awesome. We love him. If not, we will get that corrected for Thursday, hopefully. But yeah, obviously, housekeeping. We decided to take all last week off. We had a Monday Night Football game, which we usually tape on Mondays, and then Tuesday was close enough to what most people had, a 4-day weekend. You know what? We already taken Thursday off. We just took the whole week off. And speaking for myself, my Thanksgiving weekend was wonderful. Eric, how about yours? How's Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was busy at my house. There was a lot going on, but it was a good time.
I could imagine. I saw some of my family. I didn't get to see all of my family. That'll be more of a Christmas thing, but no, the wife and I had a great weekend. Saw my in-laws, called my mom, all that. But had a lot of wonderful football that was consumed, college included. Friday or Thursday, whatever, it'll drop on Friday. We're gonna have some words about OSU. We're gonna have words about OSU versus IU for the conference title of the Big Ten.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
I promised. It was still. Oh, not there. Oh, and I lost my hat. It is behind that one. There it is, if you can see it. I still have that hidden back there.
It's not coming down anytime soon, my man.
We'll see. Them fighting words. We're a different team than last year. We might actually lose by only 7 this time. I'm so pumped for Saturday. But we have quite a bit to we know we missed the Carolina game. There's not. I'll say it up front. There's not much to be said about that. Yes, we came out with the win, but it was probably the dirtiest, sloppiest win that I've seen us have in a while. I had 3 picks and we still win. I don't know if that says more about Carolina or us, but a win's a win. And I don't know. Do you have 2 cents on that game before we go really into the Browns?
It was a necessary win for the team. I mean, this little stretch of the schedule we've talked about, a lot about that it's important that they pick up all 4 of the wins here against these beatable teams. And they really looked like they were going to sort of choke that Carolina game away there for a little while. So it was great that they were able to turn it around in the second half and put them away as best as they could. So, I mean, just goes to show you, Carolina's not, totally a pushover. I mean, they just took out the Rams this weekend. So,
yeah,
congratulations to them for that.
Namaste, thank you.
Yeah. But it was a scary bit there for a little while in the first half. I thought this was going to be a game that the 49ers kind of gave away, unfortunately, and luckily they didn't. So
yeah, no, shout out to the defense for really clamping down, especially with how hindered we were on offense. I mean, Purdy did look better. I mean, it's not a high bar when you throw 3 picks in the first half, but we got it together and we got through it. We didn't have any catastrophic injuries except Tatum, or was Tatum already hurt before that game? I can't remember anymore.
He was already hurt.
Okay, then no, we left the game without catastrophic injuries, luckily. And we got out of Monday night, had a little bit of an extra break. Monday we lost a day. But regardless, this weekend, amongst all the wild stuff that happened that we'll briefly touch on later, we did go into disgusting Cleveland with that horrible wind, on and off drizzling and light mist / maybe a little snow. And we beat the Cleveland Browns 26-8. And we secured a winning season. We need to celebrate that first. We got our 9th win.
Yes, indeed.
Guaranteed to be over 500, even if we blow the rest of the year. That's an accomplishment in itself, given how insane the season's been. like, if you told me that we were still like, after, let's say, Fred, I know Fred was only, or has Fred's injury been a month away now?
Yeah, I think so.
If you told me we would still secure 9 wins after losing Bosa and Warner, and Kittle still easing his way back from his hamstring, and we didn't know when Purdy was ever going to come back, given that he just kept being out and out and out and out, and we still secured 9 wins. The pessimist will say that, sure, we have an easy schedule, but I like what Rich Eisen says. Your record is who you are. You are who you are, and we are a team that secured 9 wins.
Yeah.
Just like Chicago did, just like Seattle and the Rams did, and like some teams that I admire, the Colts and the Bucks have not. And sure, you could blame the schedule, but this is some serious grit, and this is some serious coaching of the year from Kyle Shanahan. Like, he's not going to win it. It's probably going to be I don't know if it'll be Sean Payton, because the Broncos are winning by the skin of their teeth. But I sure hope Kyle's nominated at the end of the year, the way we're going, because this is pretty damn impressive what we've been weathering to get here.
I mean, I think he should definitely get nominated. I'm going to be really disappointed if he doesn't at least get a nomination. I mean, with everything that he's done with this team this season and battling through everything and the injuries, and hopefully, especially if this team makes the playoffs, I would think he would at least get a nomination for Coach of the Year. Like you said, he won't win. Probably Vrabel will be the runaway
yes,
leader
there you go.
for that.
Yeah, Vrabel. He's probably a front runner right now.
Yeah. I mean, McVay will get a lot of votes too for everything he's done with LA this season. And McDonald out in Seattle will get a lot of votes too.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, Kyle deserves just as much attention and love as those guys are getting, because he's done so much more for this team with all the damage done to this roster all season long.
So many opportunities where other teams would have just wilted away, a la the Vikings.
Yeah.
Just we're to steal the Panthers logo. We're pounding. If we're gonna go down, we're gonna go down swinging. We're to borrow from Dan Campbell, we're gonna bite your ankles. Like we're not gonna go quietly into that night. And I'm so proud of this team where we're at right now. I mean, we still have 4 games left, which, by the way, thank God we're at a bye week.
Yeah.
We drew the short straw on that. Thank God we're at a bye week. We need a week. I mean, we already took a week off, and we'll probably be doing content next week of some sort. But thank God the team has a bye week. We desperately needed this, like, if we're being honest, a month ago.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would have been nice. I mean, though, it comes at a really good time, and we get some guys that can come back and get healthy here towards the end of the season, and pick up a couple of guys that we've been missing defensively, and be really healthy for this last stretch of 4 games of the season.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Gross Matos back. Hopefully we can get Eddie back. We need to worry about Kyle Juszczyk. Hopefully his ribs are not that fractured. They were confirmed fractured, but hopefully not that bad. And then Ricky will get a little healthier. Purdy will get a little healthier. We need this break. Anyway, getting into the nerdy number stuff. Brock Purdy, not his flashiest outing, but solid nonetheless. He had an 83 passer rating, threw for 168 yards and 1 tutty. No picks this time, thank the Lord, and no fumbles. Christian McCaffrey held somewhat in check. He had 53 rushing yards and only 21 receiving yards. So, but he still found the end zone. But I mean, kudos to Cleveland. That defense is still tough sledding. Even Brian Robinson, you see there, viewers, only 26 yards on 8 carries. He was really bottled up. And Purdy had a rushing touchdown. There we go. So he did have 2 touchdowns. And then on the receiving end, Kittle led the way with 2 really circus acrobatic catches to add the most to his 67 yards. And everyone else was, held under 40. But on the defensive side, we did have, we didn't intercept Shedeur. That was part of my ticket that failed. But we did sack him twice. We did sack him 3 times, twice by Cleve Farrell. What a signing he turned out to be. Bringing him back. We should have brought him back in October.
Yeah.
And then Keon White, who we traded with the Patriots for, he got a sack too. So that's the first time we've had 3 sacks, I think, maybe all season, as pathetic as that is. We are dead last in the league in sacks for a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
But then Sky Moore, he's been having a hell of a back half of the season. Another phenomenal return that set up one of our touchdown drives this week. Matt Gay, very, very squeaked in one of his kicks, but he was perfect, thank God. Otherwise, but then on the Brown side, I already talked about the defense a little bit, but Shedeur, he had a little bit of a better game than I expected, especially in the running game. Judkins almost hit the century marker. I think he did between catches. Just by the skin of his teeth. He did hit 100 total yards, but we held Shedeur to under 150 passing. He did have 1 touchdown, but then we did create 2 fumbles, or recovered 2 fumbles. We didn't. We created 4 and only got 2, but still, we forced the ball to come out 4 times. So that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And we just, I don't know, Cleveland, I noticed a trend early on in the game that Cleveland was doing very, very good at controlling the clock and just keeping the drive alive. Judkins was trying to win this game by himself, but we hold on. We bent a little bit, but we didn't break. And Cleveland, Cleveland could never capitalize. They can never keep that momentum going into points. And then some special teams blunders like those fumbles and the really costly punt return fumble. I remember we scored directly off of that. The score, I will be a little kinder to Cleveland than the score would suggest. They definitely played better than the score suggests, but at the end of the day, they shot themselves in the foot more often than we did, and we just capitalized on their mistakes, and we didn't give them anything to capitalize on.
Well, Dan, what you've described is the entire Cleveland Browns experience. I mean, that's exactly.
I forget. I'm preaching to somebody that has followed Cleveland pretty closely.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what the Cleveland Browns experience is every game. It's a bunch of effort. It's a bunch of Judkins trying to win the game by himself because he's the only person that's any good. It's a bunch of the Browns shooting themselves in the foot. It's a bunch of them making silly mistakes and not converting and not scoring any points. I mean, that's exactly what the Browns experience is all about. And so, yeah, I mean, you watched it and it was on full display in this particular game. I mean, the Niners defense did a really good job.
There we go. 3 for game. I wanted to highlight there 3 for 11 on third downs.
Yeah. Yeah. The Niners defense did some good things in this game. I'm a little disappointed in the running defense still. We've got to do a better job of containing other teams' running backs. When we face these teams that are better, just to be honest, I mean, the Browns are not good. But when we face teams with a more competent and more complementary passing attack to go with the rushing game, we can't continue to allow their running back to get almost 100 yards on the ground and then also throw for, 250, 300 yards in the air, because they've got a more competent passing attack. That's just not going to work.
4.5 total yards per carry between the team, and Judkins still ended up with exactly 4. And then Dylan Sampson, he only carried 4 times, but he went for 5 and almost 6 yards a carry on his, and then no one had a carry for less than 6 yards.
Yeah,
at least at least by averages. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just something that they need to fix. Still, is the rushing defense is just still not as stout as it needs to be. I mean, Judkins is good, and the Browns are good at running the ball, but the 49ers have got to do a better job. I mean, they've allowed, I mean, I would have to go back and look, and I'm too lazy to do it real quick, but I mean, they've allowed most every team's lead running back this season to get almost to 100 yards in every game, except for probably 2 or 3 this season. So, I mean, that's just an ongoing problem, but the defense was stout against the pass. I mean, you can see only 149 yards. Was that a factor of Sanders not being great? Sure. Is it a factor of the secondary being pretty good? Yeah, I think so. So a
Jerry
little bit of
Jeudy, 3 catches for 26 yards. Little overrated, maybe.
yeah.
Or at least in my mind, maybe he's been a little overrated, and that's how he ended up in Cleveland. But
Yeah. Yeah. So, good job there on the secondary and coverage, and, good job by the front four and getting home and getting the 3 sacks in this game. That's a key improvement for us, that we were able to actually generate some pass rush and get home a couple of times. So, happy about that. Offensively, kind of the opposite of what I just said. We can't run the ball, and that's going to bite us in the butt here later in the season.
Give the offensive line some credit, though, for only letting 1 sack hit Brock Purdy. I think that needs to be celebrated immensely, with Myles Garrett trying to chase the season record, and we only let him. It was specifically him hit Brock Purdy literally once. So that's a massive accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, no, that is a big accomplishment. I thought Garrett was going to have multiple sacks in this particular game, but he lined up against Trent like all day long for whatever reason. I thought they would move him around more, but they didn't really move him around much.
His 1 sack was on Trent, though, funny enough.
Yeah, but we still can't run the ball. I mean, McCaffrey, 20 carries for like 53 yards. I mean, McCaffrey should have had 100+ yards on the ground with 20 carries in our offense.
I'm pulling up his if I can, because he's been averaging. Yeah, there it is. He's still. Oh no, that's Cleveland still. That's specifically Cleveland, 2.7, but
3.6.
Okay, so that's barely like the minimum expectation is 4.
Yeah, he's way below average this season, and so it's just not translating well, and it's forcing us into 2nd and long and 3rd and long, or whatever all the time, and it's forcing us to be a really pass-heavy team, and that's going to bite us in the butt at some point in time here in the playoffs, if they get that far against some of these better teams, because that's a quick way to generate 3 and outs and not use up really any clock, right? It's real easy to just go 1, 2, 3 incompletions, or even if you complete one of the 3, you only chew up 40 some seconds of clock.
How many times has that happened to us already? Like that's not uncommon for us to get 2 yards on a carry, and then the screen pass gets broken up or only goes for a yard, and then the 3rd down's incomplete, and then 20 seconds off the clock.
Yeah. So they just got to do a better job of running the ball, and I'm not sure what is broken in regards to that, because it wasn't just in this game. Granted, the Browns' defense is very, 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 very good. So I'm not too astounded by the fact that we didn't run the ball extremely well against the Browns, but it's still part of an ongoing problem that we have this season, is that we can't run the ball.
We've definitely taken a step back in run integrity and run lane generating. I forget the proper term for that, but we're fine. It's weird because we're fine in pass protection. We have one of the above average pass protecting lines, but I don't know if it's our tackles. By my understanding, our tackles are fine. And my eye test, McKivitz looks much, much better year after year. He's gotten much better. Trent Williams is Trent Williams. So I don't know. I'd look at our rotating guard situation. Pooney's been out there, but not quite playing like a Pro Bowler he was last year. And we keep switching out left guard every week. And Ben Barch, I saw, just got put on IR. So,
really?
And Buford was rotating out because I remember they called out every time, Burford's out this time.
Yeah.
So, I guess we've been having this rotating left guard problem. And then I mean, I don't know. I'm not knowledge enough to say anything about our center. I know a lot of people wanted his head on a pike last year, but I don't know. Maybe I would guess it's the interior line, but as knowledge as I am about the Niners, I mean, I'm not our O-line coach.
No, but I mean, we haven't been able to. It'd be one thing to say that, our inside run game isn't working, but our outside run game is still working okay. We're generating a lot of runs on outside a lot of yards on outside runs and sweeps and things like that. But we're not doing that either. So, I mean, it just seems to be the running game overall. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. And then I'm not smart enough to watch the game in real time and watch the O-line play and say, oh yeah, there's the problem, there's the holes or whatever, and that's the blocking. And I'm not smart enough to do all that.
You don't subscribe to NFL Plus for the All 22?
I do not. No, I did almost subscribe to NFL Plus this weekend so I could watch the game while I was at a party, but I didn't do it. So
I'm glad it didn't come to that.
Yeah. I was like, how much is this thing cost? That was like $15. Ooh, I was like, that's a lot for one game.
More than your $1 Sling Pass.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, shout out to Sling. You're not really a sponsor of us, but if you ever did want to sponsor us, happy to have you sponsor the show. Your Sling Day Pass was clutch for watching Monday Night Football against the Carolina Panthers. That came in perfect operation, super easy to use, really smooth execution. Loved it. It was awesome. Great service.
God, that's so funny.
Fully endorsed that by everybody.
Oh, can I do a shameless plug for 2B2 on Thanksgiving? That was how I watched the Lions and the Packers, and picture was in 4K. The stream was seamless, so I'm down to have Tubi as a sponsor too. Neither of them are currently sponsoring us for YouTube. I want to make that perfectly clear, but if Tubi or Sling want to reach out to us, yeah, check the show notes for our contact.
Yeah. But yeah, they've just got to, when it comes down to the playoff time and you get down to these nitty gritty games, and especially with some of these that are going to end up being played, in other possible bad weather locations, you got to be able to run the ball. And the 49ers have not shown that they can run the ball successfully so far this season. And that's the thing that concerns me the most about this team going forward. I mean, they've shown that they can pass. They've shown that they can score. It's just about, how are they going to be able to beat some of these teams without being able to run exactly?
Right. And if we, like we usually do, looking ahead, again, thank the good Lord we have a bye week.
Yes.
But when we come back on the 14th, let's not forget Tennessee didn't go down didn't go down easy against Seattle. They actually gave Seattle a run for their money. We're going to be at home, and when that happened, Seattle was at Tennessee, so I don't know if that's going to play into it, but I don't know. A team playing for pride can be sneaky, and again, like you were saying, running is going to be key to controlling that clock. Going to Indianapolis, you bet your ass we're going to have to run it against them.
Yeah.
Even though something bad is happening in Indy, they are starting to unravel a little bit, and it's making me very sad. But same as Chicago. Overreaction Monday. Chicago's now the team I'm scared of these last four. Because Seattle, we just have to see where if seeding is set yet for how Seattle's going to go. It's still too early for that. But so, yeah, that just leaves Chicago, current number one seed in the NFC, and we're playing them on Sunday Night Football. Yeah. So we're going to have a run game, and we're going to have to not throw picks because I think they lead the team in turnovers now, or lead the league in turnovers now.
I think you're right.
Because they are opportunistic at taking the ball away in this 9 out of 10 wins they've had lately.
Yeah. Yeah. What scares me most about that Tennessee game now is that it sets up to be a huge trap game for the Niners. It's really easy to look at Tennessee and go, oh, these guys suck. These guys are terrible. They're not going to be any good. And, we've got a big game with the Colts coming up the next week on
83% trap game. I swear in 2 weeks, we're probably going to open up as literally 9.5 point favorites. Probably.
But it just worries me that they'll overlook them and start looking forward to the Monday night, big Monday Night Football game against the Colts, big showdown, against the Colts, big game for us. Gotta win against the Colts, and it'd be really easy to overlook the Tennessee Titans, especially with the lack of veteran leadership on the defensive side of the ball. You don't have the guys over there saying, no, we got to stay focused. We got to make sure that we beat this team. We've got to knock this team out first. And so I'm a little scared of that game in that sense, that they might overlook them and let the Titans, not necessarily let the Titans beat them, but another one of those games where almost like in Carolina, where the Niners beat themselves.
Yeah, no, 100%. And any given Sunday is a very real thing. And trap games like this, where on paper it is so lopsided that that is an extremely real possibility. Like, and yeah, Fred Warner's not there, Bosa's not there. Like a lot. I mean, there's still a lot of veterans on the offense that could, like in theory, carry over the message to the defense. But that is a very, very young defense we have now. It's just the most experienced guy we have on the field is Diamador Lenore now, which is not much. Excuse me. But so yeah, no, that is a legitimate fear. And maybe they don't get to like enjoy the bye week, but like exactly like you said, don't lose sight that we have to beat Tennessee before the primetime game against the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, like really it's kind of silly to say, but the Tennessee game is a must-win game for this Niners team. I mean, they have to win this game to get to 10 wins. You want to be sitting at 10 wins knowing that could probably get you into the playoffs. You're not getting in at 9 wins. And there's no guarantee that you're going to win any of those last 3 games. The Colts, Bears, and Seahawks are all going to be a challenge in one way or another. Those are all going to be really tough games. And so you've got to win this game against Tennessee and make sure you set yourself up to have 10 wins so that you can finish, 10-7 at worst case scenario and possibly sneak in as that 7th seed.
Yeah, 10 wins is still not a guarantee, but the only reason that we're not I don't know if we'd still be number 1 now because the common opponent and tiebreakers, like maybe if it's that stupid because our bye week is so damn late. We have 4 losses to our 9 wins when everyone else has 9 wins to their 3 losses. That's the only reason we're 3rd.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't know if we actually were all 9-3. I guess it would depend on like what game on our schedule got erased to do tiebreakers. But like there's 2 other teams in our division with 9 wins. It's not, I will agree with you. There's no reason to think that Tennessee isn't a must win. Even, yes, it's a 1-win team, but when 2 of your 3 opponents in your division have 9 wins also, that's pretty damn competitive.
Yeah.
We're going to go down to the wire.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Rams play the Cardinals this coming week, so I mean that's should be a win for them. I mean the Cardinals are frisky, but the Rams coming off of a loss should bounce back and should win. And then the Seahawks are playing the Falcons. The Falcons just stink, so they should easily beat the Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think the Falcons have kind of packed it in this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, those 2 teams are going to be sitting at 10 wins. So, the Niners are, I mean, they've got to get to that 10 wins to have any shot. Now, the following week, the Rams play the Lions and the Seahawks play the Colts. So they both have tough matchups the week that the Niners come back and play the Titans. So the Niners have a chance to kind of gather a game on both of those teams in that following week.
So in theory, if it all goes the way it is on paper, going into week that'd be week 15, 16, or going into week 16, 17. Yes, week 16, I can count. We could all be at 10-4.
Theoretically, yeah.
Which would be wild. All 3 of us at 10-4 if the football gods want us to literally like make this a death match of a division.
And then in week 16 to add into intrigue into that, the Rams and the Seahawks play each other.
Ooh. That game was insane. I'm still kind of mad that I didn't watch it live. Because God forbid I watched the Niners instead. But
yeah.
But no, that game was intense. Like it wasn't the track meet that we thought it was going to be, but it came down to a kick. And that was as exhilarating as we expected that matchup to be. And there's no reason to think this next one, especially with the division crown within reach for both of them. Like they got the leg up on us because we have more losses. that is as pivotal a game to knock the other one from getting the division title.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, I think mathematically you have to root for the Seahawks to beat the Rams in that situation.
Yeah.
Because if the Rams win again, then they would be a game clear of us, I think, and then it wouldn't be very likely that we'd be able to catch them. But if the Seahawks win, then they're still a game clear of us, but then we would play them again and would give us an opportunity to catch them. So I think
would make Week 18 very important.
Yes. Yes.
No sitting starters in that situation.
No, and probably would make that the Sunday night game too, as a matter of fact, most likely.
Yeah, deciding a division period, like it'd be at least a 4:30 game. It's going to be a 4:30 or an 8:30 game. It's not going to be a 1 o'clock.
Oh no, there's no chance of it being a 1 o'clock game.
Oh well, I mean, we're both on the West Coast anyway. That would just be kind of mean.
Yeah.
Make the West Coast division game at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd just be cruel.
Yeah. It'll definitely be a late game for sure. But I mean, if that game comes down to being for who wins the division, or even if it's for if the Seahawks win, they win the division, and if the Niners win, they make the playoffs. I could see that being the Sunday night feature game.
Oh yeah, they like the Seahawks. Yeah, no, that'd be some high stakes drama. Is Seattle going to try to make sure that we stay out of it? That's their motivation, and then we're going down kicking and screaming if we're going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll be in our crazy ass faithful jerseys for that game too.
Maybe they were onto something. Maybe they knew week 18 wasn't going to be a wash. I mean, really, really, by the way our roster is now, it's basically all backups on defense anyway.
Yeah. But there's a lot of football to be played between now and then. I mean, we've got to get past Tennessee. Like I said, we can't overlook Tennessee. We've got to take Tennessee seriously. We've got to come out and really beat them. And then, we've got to do what we got to do against Indy and against Chicago. And I mean, you mentioned, Dan, that Indy hasn't looked great here for the last month now. And they look definitely more beatable than they did a month ago. Whether or not that's because Jones is hurt, or they've just kind of figured Indy out now, or whatever it is, but they look beatable.
They've had a string of bad luck lately. Like DeForest Buckner's been dealing with a neck injury. I think he was actually, or no, I think he's still on IR. So Buckner's not on the line. Traveris Ward is playing hurt. Like he keeps getting his head hit. Sauce pulled his calf. They said he didn't tear his Achilles. Thank God for them. But so who knows when Sauce is coming back? And yeah, Daniel Jones is apparently playing with a broken leg. So just load the box on Jonathan Taylor and try to make him throw with a bum foot. And
I mean, how fun of a game is that going to be to watch Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey go at it against each other, like two of the best running backs in the NFL, just banging, on opposite sides on the defenses against each other there in that game. I think that'll be really fun to watch.
Oh, I'm so excited that aspect of it is really exciting. Like, okay, so, and I want to point it out too, since you brought up Indy, this week could be another real gut punch to like 3 weeks in a row. I think it would be, because this Sunday they're playing in Jacksonville, a stadium that they have not won in, I think, in the last 5 or 6 years. They just do not win in Jacksonville for some reason. And Jacksonville just had a huge win this past week. So
yeah,
something's been cursed in Jacksonville with Indianapolis. They just do not win in Florida for some reason.
So, well, I guess we'll see how that shakes out, but
it's going to make it exciting when we play them. Like if we end up with like the same record, or if we're 1 win ahead of them, like it's interconference. There are ramifications, but stop getting me too excited for this. But no, I guess we should just put a pin in this. I mean, we got it done. The weather was crap, but we got it done. We didn't beat ourselves, and I'll give your hometown team a little credit. You guys have a little bit more gusto to you than I was giving you credit for, but you have no complimentary offense.
No, the offense is so terrible. The defense is legendary, man. The defense is great, and the they've got everybody. They've got the best defensive player in the NFL right now, and Garrett on their team.
Oh yeah, he's gonna repeat. He won it last year. He's gonna win it again this year.
And they're just wasting him. So I mean, they're just totally just using him for nothing. But
Garrett's wiping away his tears with his $50 million paychecks.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. So, the other thing that's interesting about the offense is that Ricky hasn't been involved since he's come back.
He did have exactly 2 catches. I remember like at least one of those catches was honestly pretty insane. Oh yeah, it was. He had 2 catches, one of them for 13 yards and one of them for 1.
Yeah, but
so his one catch was impressive.
Yeah, but at the beginning of the season, like he was really involved and he was a good pace setter on offense, and he was exactly what we thought he was going to be to start the season. I mean, he was really setting things forward for the team and making plays, and
he was behind. He was behind Jackson Smith to. I think he was like 2nd or 3rd in receiving until he pulled his knee.
So, and then since he's come back from his knee, like he's just not involved in the offense at all. Now, I don't know if that's he's not getting open. I don't know if that's Brock doesn't look his way. He feels more comfortable throwing to Jennings and Kittle. Like, I'm just not sure, but Ricky just hasn't been involved yet. And so, I mean, I think if we could somehow unlock Ricky in the offense as well, I remember we had this problem last year at one point in time where we were seemingly focused on just it would be 1 week it would be Debo, 1 week it would be Ayuk, 1 week it would be Kittle. We would never get all of them going at the same time, right? It was always just a one-man show. Kyle
really likes doing that, though. I've noticed Kyle really likes just picking on the one matchup that just exploit the one matchup that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean Purdy and Kittle have a really good connection, and they seem to use that and abuse that a lot. And I mean, it works. So, I mean, I don't want to poo-poo it or anything like that, but I just feel like, again, that's something that come playoff time, I feel like some team is going to be smart and just go, okay, we're going to take Kittle away and just wipe him out, however we have to do that, and then make you beat us with Jennings and Pearsall, and see if you can do that or not. And I feel like if we're not able to just start doing that now early ahead of time, coming up and figuring that out in the middle of a playoff game is going to be really hard to do.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't feel like I trust Kyle's play calling. I trust he's going to try to, I trust he's going to figure it out. I'm surely the weather was a part of it for this week, but I mean, that's just making excuses. That is definitely something. We have all these pieces that in theory should make this much more explosive. I mean, we still scored 26 points, but
yeah,
I don't know. I agree with you. There have been a lot of times in the Kyle Shanahan tenure where it feels like it's just, we have this many pieces, but it should be more. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe call it the first world equivalent of football problems. I don't know, but that is a fair point, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, out of 23 targets, Jennings and Kittle got 11 of them, so just shy of half of the targets went to those 2 guys, and then everybody else gets, the leftovers, and McCaffrey got 4 of them. So I mean,
and those obviously are all checkdowns or screens.
Yeah, so I mean, so that's 15 targets go to McCaffrey, Jennings, and Kittle. That doesn't leave a lot for everybody else. So I don't know what the right balance is. I mean, I realize I'm being bitchy and nitpicky over a very convincing win, but I just want to see our offense rounded out a bit more and not be so top heavy. Because like I said, we're going to face a team one of these times. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's the Colts that we're going to face, or it's the Bears or the Seahawks or whoever, but we're going to face one of these teams that's going to say, you know what, we're going to double team Kittle. And that's what we're going to do. Or we're going to put a linebacker right over top of him and force him to stay in and block or whatever, however they want to do it. They're going to do what they can to take him out of the game.
mask they could mask double high, but really one of the safeties is manning Kittle and ready to just rock it down on him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of different things that you could do, but take him out of the picture as much as they can, and then force Purdy to do something else. And it's just, he's so locked into Kittle all the time that I feel like trying to adjust that to that when he hasn't been doing it all season long is just going to be really hard if he's not comfortable doing it otherwise. But
we have a receiver that was going bananas with Mac.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we've got Ricky, I think Ricky had a 100-yard game early in the season. I mean, Kendrick had 200-yard games early in the season. So, I mean, we've got guys that can.
If his knee is actually 100%, and then DeMarcus is a deep threat machine. He was a deep threat machine with the Rams, and we've targeted him that way like 3 times. And then Kendrick Bourne, he went bananas with Mac. Like, we know he can do he's basically an A2 of Juwan. Like, they're basically the same receiver.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's a lot of potential there if we can just start unlocking what some of these other guys can do when they're out there on the field. That's just my point.
Right. No, I completely agree. And I think with that's a good point. There is one question I want to ask after the seeing what time we're at. I just want to get through the sponsor first, and I do have an important question that we need to address. Not that important, but dramatic buildup. Our sponsor, though, they've been with us for going on 2 years, almost 3. Feels like Royal Retros. What is Royal Retros? It is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball, any of the major sports. They got you covered. You need to check out the Candlestick collection. It's curated with us Bay Area fans in mind. It's got Niners gear and it's got baseball Giants gear. Like I said, the Bay Area was in mind with this collection. And when you find something that you like, use the promo code Shady Sports at checkout and you'll get 10% off of the entire order, not just special items. You get 10% off of your entire order. Again, with that promo code Shady Sports at checkout at royalretros.com. Promo code Shady Sports. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. And of course, now is the best time to do that. It's the holiday season. We just had Black Friday. Go get yourself a jersey for someone you love with that code that goes past Black Friday. You can use it all year. Next, we are selling t-shirts. We were inspired to create these t-shirts at first with Daniel Snyder. Everybody, we don't have to rehash that whole story, but Daniel Snyder was the epitome of one of the worst owners that you could imagine. And there are skeletons in the closet of all the owners. We're not pretending our owner's perfect. There's something going on with everybody, not to speak ill of the dead of Jim Irsay, of course, but just owners need to be held to the same standards as players. Like a player, we find out what's happening to them basically like while they're getting arrested seemingly sometimes. But with the owners, like we seemingly find out after the fact. And there's plenty of stories out there. James loves to point out the Saints owner. I won't repeat it, but just Google it. It's pretty bad. The Panthers owner, he's a laugh riot with how terrible he is. The Texans have had some problems with ownership, a la Deshaun Watson, how they handled him. But anyway, we got inspired to create t-shirts with this hashtag owner accountability. Owner standards need to be greater than player standards. And these shirts on bonfire.com. This one just has the hashtag and owner standards over player standards. We call this our standard logo shirt. All of these shirts I'm about to show you are made to order. You pick your color, you pick your style, a short sleeve, a long sleeve, a sweatshirt, a crew neck, and you pick your size. And it's made to order, and the pricing starts at $22.99. The next shirt is our podcast cover art, if it comes up there. Again, you just pick your style. You can pick your style and your size, made to order, and you can rock a shirt with our logo. Spread the word about how nuts you are for the Niners like we are. The next shirt is our alternate logo. We love this with the peanuts flying at the goalposts. Looks great in red. James has rocked this shirt a lot, and we can vouch it is great quality, great printing. just like the others, made to order. And then our next shirt is our peanut. It's our Niner Nuts peanut, eating a bowl of peanuts with his Niner hat on, finally catching his breath, waiting until week 14 for a bye week. He didn't jump the gun and take a break early like we did. So now he is resting and patiently waiting for our game against the Titans in 2 weeks. And all those shirts again. We are actually not taking any of the profits for it. I apologize for not mentioning that sooner, but all the profits in the proceeds are going to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. It's a women's shelter in Kentucky, and we've had them on the show. Just scroll back in the history. It was an awesome interview we had. And again, all the proceeds are going to them. We want you to have a cool t-shirt, but even more cool knowing that you helped some women and family in need. Information on Mountain Comprehensive Care Center, if you just want to go to that, is in the show notes, as well as it's next to the Bonfire store link where you can, again, purchase your shirt. So now with that, that was not what I was trying to click. With that out of the way, Eric, the all-important question. I think people would be remiss if we did not address the nut shot heard around the world. And then the subsequent Shelby Harris having some words, and Myles Garrett too having some thoughts on Juwan Jennings. No nut shot this week, but the nut shot heard around the world. Of course, when we take a week off, Juwan Jennings, of course, I don't have a clip of it. I wish I did, but getting rocked a little bit in a different way. And that player was suspended. I can't remember his name. That Panthers player was suspended 1 game, and Jennings still got fined, which I think is kind of stupid, but whatever. Yeah. What did you think of that? What did you think of us having to hear about that for a little bit of the post game instead of just celebrating the win? We just had to, of course, Jennings, Jesus, like again, he's coming up in the news like this too often. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's who he is. I mean, he's an instigator. So, I mean, he is going to instigate, and he's going to try to cause problems, and he's going to try to do what he can to throw you off your game. Part of that is talking trash, and part of that is saying things to get under your skin and cause you to do something stupid. Now, he probably didn't expect to get punched in the nuts. That was probably not on his map of what he thought was going to happen when he said something to somebody. But I mean, he's done this his whole career. You've seen it when he blocks hard, and he blocks clear through the whistle, and puts people into the dirt a lot of times, and blocks people into the bench on the sidelines and things like that. So I mean, he's that kind of guy, and I mean, he's the kind of guy that you want to have on your team, and that you can tolerate and enjoy having on your team, because he's doing those things for your team and causing an advantage for your side, because he's getting people playing off their game and making stupid mistakes and often drawing them into stupid penalties. But he's not a guy that you want to play against, because he's irritating like that. And so, I'm not surprised that he said something I'm sure he says something in every game, and it's just now recently come to light because it was on national TV that he got punched in the junk. And then, the Browns players were probably just sick of apparently whatever you posted in our chat thread, basically he said he would take a guy's mom out to dinner and then not call her back the next day.
Oh no, that was a joke. That was a quote from Anchorman.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. All
yeah.
right.
Oh, I'm surprised you. I was surprised you didn't. No, that was what oh my God, the sportscaster in Anchorman.
Oh,
he
okay.
was. They were jawing at each other at one part in the movie, and he's like, I'll take your mom this cherry sweet tooth out to a nice seafood dinner, and then never call her again.
That's funny. So no, I didn't know. I actually have not seen Anchorman. So
oh, okay. I have to. James went silent on our chat. I have to ask him if he caught that joke. But yeah, no, that was entirely a joke. That was just a quote from Anchorman.
Oh, okay. Well, it's hilarious either way, but whatever he said, I mean, that's fine. I mean, like it must have been enough to get the Browns all fired up. And I mean,
This is definitely not. I agree with you. This is definitely not the first time that he said something like,
No.
There's no way. Like, and it's how it's common with everybody. We see Max Crosby mouthing off at people too. Phillip Rivers loved to mouth off on people. Like, he wouldn't swear because he was Phillip Rivers, but
yeah, gosh darn it, you.
Well, golly, could you take? Where's the flag there, ref? Golly.
Yeah,
but no,
I'm gonna go home and complain to one of my 12 children.
Yeah. But no, this is definitely not the first time. Like, this is just the most attention he's gotten, especially just because it was the nut shot heard around the world. And clearly people didn't see all the game tape that we have, because like you said, when he throws guys into the ground last year, just for example, when he got kicked out of the game in the first quarter because he drove that Cardinal literally like almost into the wall barrier.
Yeah. I mean, football's kind of a game. I mean, like, football's kind of a game like hockey, right? So I mean, like hockey, if you got a guy that's like mouthing off and saying something, like
the enforcer,
yeah, you can just do something about it. You can go out and you can crush the guy on a play. You can smash him into the wall, you know, whatever. You can make.
He's not there for any skill. It's just muscle.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, like, I'm kind of of the mindset that, like, if you don't like something that Juwan Jennings says, then I guess the next time he goes across the middle of the field on a crossing route, I guess you maybe take advantage of that and blast him one, really, if you don't really like it that much. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't want anybody to blast him. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that that's okay, but I mean, to me, that's how you would take care of that problem. Is you would just be like, okay, well, you're going to say something like that. I guess the next time you catch the ball, I'm going to make sure when I hit you, I really hit you.
What could he have said that was so egregious that like a professional football player hasn't heard? Like,
I don't know.
I can't even imagine. Like, but no,
I'm impressed by the creativity of some of these guys though with the trash talk that they do. So I mean, you know,
it's amazing that like there's a treasure trove. Like, we were talking about the Snyder emails or the Snyder PowerPoint. I want somebody like one night only. It's behind a paywall on ESPN. You have to pay like $200, like you do for a UFC event. But for like one night only, you pay $200, and they will play a solid hour of just uncensored, like just whatever the worst smack talk that they could find, like that the NFL mics have picked up.
You just get the actual audio from the field the entire time.
Yeah, no, like some raw, like you get that weak crap out of here, or there's bound to be some players who's like, tell your mom I said hi. Like, there has to be some horrific things that those mics have picked up.
Oh yeah. I would greatly enjoy that, where you just got the audio, because there's guys mic'd up all the time now. I mean, it used to be like you'd have like one guy on each side mic'd up for a game or whatever, and now they have like 4 or 5 guys mic'd up all the time. So I mean, like, and they have microphones on the refs and all that stuff. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I would just totally love listening to a game with just all the audio is just straight feed, no cuts, no censoring, no whatever, just straight feed from the field, just everything that they're saying live.
We had an opportunity of that during COVID, and then they drowned it all out with that fake overlay of audience noise, even though the stadiums were empty.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the best opportunity we had 5 years ago, and they didn't do it. And that would have been so great. I would there's, oh my gosh, that's like the original cut of Rogue One. We're never going to get that. We're never going to get that director's David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad. Like, there's just some things we're never going to get, and fully uncensored NFL films we're never going to get.
No,
and it's sad.
No, never going to happen.
But yeah, no, we just needed to address. I wanted us to address that nutshot heard around the world. Like,
yeah,
because of course something like that happens on a week we decide to take off.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just guys. If that was your introduction to Juwan Jennings, you're welcome. He's been like that forever.
He ain't gonna change.
That was not his first interaction with somebody that went like that.
Nope.
And it will not be the last, unless he gets suspended and forced off the field.
Yeah.
But no, with that, I mean, is there anything like the Giants healthy scratched? This is not evergreen, but the Giants healthy scratched Russell Wilson for the game that's playing right now while we're taping, which is kind of wild that Russell Wilson might actually retire next year.
That'd be crazy. You know what? There's enough spots where he could go. He could land somewhere else and still get a job, at least as a backup again someplace. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon. It's 10-0 Patriots. Herbert's day-to-day with his hand injury after his surgery. Thielen got cut, as you mentioned in our text chat earlier this year or earlier today, so he could go and look for a bigger role somewhere in the NFL for his last season.
Or just I discussed this with our Patriots insider, and he's genuinely convinced me that signing with the Patriots makes the most sense for him.
That could be. I mean, I didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about where he might end up, but I mean, there's definitely a couple of places that could use a good veteran receiver like that who could still play the game. I mean, he's still fine.
Like Denver could be fine, but they don't need more receivers. They need more creative play calling. To my very, very novice experience with them, I don't think Denver would necessarily be the right spot for him. New England, I think, would be good. Indy needs more than a wide receiver. They need to have some soul searching. They need to have a shaman come in.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something. Just my gut's feeling that like Thielen's going to end up signing with New England next week.
I mean, the Bills need receivers, so I mean, I guess he could go to the Bills. The Steelers desperately need receivers. He could go to the Steelers. I don't know that I would want to go to the Steelers, but
yeah, I wouldn't go to the Steelers for ring chasing. I wouldn't go anywhere in the AFC North. That whole division's a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Cowboys don't need a receiver. The Eagles. I don't know. I wish James were here. We could ask him if he thinks that the Eagles could use him.
Like as a third?
Yeah, I don't know who their slot receiver is. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Or hell, just a rotational guy.
Do the Bears need a receiver?
It wouldn't hurt. Their guys just aren't they just don't have real household names. They have I see his number, but I can't remember his name. But they got Odunze and Moore, and then Komet, and Loveland's finally playing like he got drafted ahead of Warren. So
yeah.
So they're and now they have a two-headed running attack. So they don't exactly need him, but it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt the Bears to have him.
Packers is no. Lions is no.
The Packers already have enough receivers. Don't go there.
Yeah. Lions is, well, I mean, the Lions have St. Brown, and
well, not if his ankle injury is bad.
Yeah.
Because he got hurt. He got hurt in the first quarter of Thanksgiving.
And Williams, but I don't think they have anybody really behind that. So I mean, I guess maybe the Lions.
The Lions wouldn't necessarily be bad.
He's not going to the Buccaneers. He's not going back to the Panthers.
No pun intended. The Bucs are a sinking ship. I feel terrible for them. We don't have time to. I feel terrible for Tampa. They are falling apart at the seams. Like
he goes Seattle, I guess.
Seattle wouldn't. I mean,
nobody catches balls there but JSN. But I mean, I guess he could go there and just sit on the bench and catch a ring. They
already, no offense to Cup's history, but they already have an aging slot receiver in Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
So like, why would they need two? Like, unless they were doing him a solid, thinking they're going to win.
Yeah.
Do what Vernon Davis did and contribute nothing to the Broncos and get a ring out of it.
So I don't know. I was just trying to pick random places you could go. There's only about 4 or 5 places where you could go with a legitimate chance at a ring that make any sense. But the Patriots is probably the most likely. So
Denver, New England. Unless I see some other like way more in depth breakdown, like I think he's going to sign with Denver or New England next week.
Yeah.
Denver. It could be a shot in the arm that Denver needs on offense. I don't know. I can't cheer for a team that had to go into overtime to beat Washington. I know they were on the road, but still. Washington, who was starting Marcus Mariota, and you had to beat him in overtime. That something is not good.
Yeah.
They remind me of that 2020 Steelers team that the 22 Vikings and
oh yeah.
And that that Eagles, I forget the exact year, the Eagles team that was always winning by 7 points. Like it's not sustainable. I've seen this happen before. It's not sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah. It eventually catches you in the playoffs. So, I mean, there'll be a team that gets out and ahead of you and you can't catch up. So, I mean, there's always someone there to break that streak of winning those 1-score games like that. So,
yeah, for real. All right. Well, anyway, that is all we got for you on today's episode. I am pinky promising you all, we are going to be here on Friday for a parlay episode, and I will figure out something like I don't know, maybe we'll come with some tips for you for how we kill the bye week. I don't know. Well, we're going to at least have a parlay ready for Friday though. So, yeah, our outro music is River Road by Justin Muth. Yay bye week.
Yeah, go bye week. Woo!
We'll catch y'all on Friday.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.